Before we get into this, we have to let you understand that we're talking about what Chinese people term as "ayi," which means auntie. And nobody in China likes ayis.
No.
There's this particular age group of middle-aged women that are so obnoxious that not even Chinese people like them.
No.
It's
bad.
They're part of what's called the lost generation. So they're usually the people that were running around as the little red guards for Mao and, basically sending their teachers off to concentration camps and whatever, ratting out their relatives to the Communist Party. They're not a good bunch usually, okay?
Yeah, I mean...
And of course, not everyone from that age is bad, but there's a certain type of person. It's kind of like in the States you can say a redneck, and everyone knows what a redneck is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or a Karen.
Yeah, or a Karen or whatever. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So anyway, here we have
Do not, Sias just said the lust generation. Please do not say that. And by the way,
I just kind of threw up a little in my mouth.
But
let's first of all take a look at this cleaning lady here, and she's doing a fantastic job. I wonder if people will be able to spot what's wrong here.
我就揍俩。
Does anyone see what's going on?
do it again.
Oh yeah, we better go back to that. Yes, sorry. What is going on here?
That's going to be a cringe challenge for everyone.
Oh yeah. Maybe someone can explain what's happening here. Do you want to explain what's happening here?
Oh yeah, for all you listeners, there is a video of a cleaning IE as they've been called. It would be that lost generation type age. She's a street cleaner. And she's trying to clean an LCD sign, which has a scrolling message going by. But instead of using her broom to go across the physical banner, she's actually waiting for the LCD kind of LED characters to go by, and thinking that as they scroll by, she's cleaning each one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as of course you figured it out. It's it's not moving.
It's fun to have a laugh at this, but you have to understand that there are a certain age group and a certain type of person in China that comes from the rural countryside that absolutely has no idea how certain things work because they've never been exposed to it.
Yeah.
And I remember very clearly, and I have to tell the story, but I lived in this 32nd floor building, okay? I was on the 32nd floor of this building.
I remember that place.
Yeah. So basically, there I am. I get into the elevator, right? Hop in, and this guy brings his kind of elderly mother, but she's not that old. She's probably 60. Okay, so she comes kind of wandering in. You can see she's definitely from the countryside. They get into the elevator, all right, and the guy's like, "Oh, I left something." He's like, just wait for me," and he dashes out, and it closed. Okay, so the elevator goes all the way down to the ground floor.
Right,
doors open. And she looks outside and she's puzzled and she starts calling his name because she doesn't realize how it works. So
how does she think it works?
This was the weird thing is she kept calling his name, like, where are you?
Right,
in Chinese, like whatever the son's name was. And I tried to explain to her that he's
on the other floor
upstairs still. And she couldn't understand. She couldn't get the concept. So I actually just waited with her at the bottom until he came down again. So the door's open and magically he's there. And then she was like, okay again. And it wasn't like a dementia thing or anything.
No.
It was just a misunderstanding of how elevators work. And it was kind of bizarre to me. But there's that clip that we should have included. We'll include it next week of the same thing where, remember, the woman kind of gets trapped in the elevator?
Yeah,
well, like she's loading it up and then she opens it to try to get out in the middle.
Yeah, I'll check
anyway,
that in the notes.
Yeah, please put it in the notes. But that's what you're seeing here. It's just a misunderstanding of how the technology works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought we'd just show that. Now we're going to have to get onto this incredibly cringe...
okay, well, see if you guys... I want to make it a kind of a challenge here.
Yeah.
It's an interactive challenge, you guys. So, you guys know what a music video is, right?
Yeah.
In China, there's something called the KTV, which is karaoke, sing along, right?
Yeah,
microphone, you sing along. These three Cougars made their own for a popular Chinese song that would be popular amongst that age generation.
Yeah.
And they made their own beautiful, beautiful music video that I think you guys will find very seductive, very charming.
Yeah.
See if you can handle it. We're going to have to pause it just in case. I did obscure the audio. But just don't want to take any chances. We'll pause it throughout and see if you guys are hanging in there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's get started.
Oh, this is. I want to introduce the characters.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, there's Angela.
Well, let's go back first. So at first, who's popping out of the bush?
For some reason, all of them have the name of Angela, but her Chinese name here is Guihua, which is a type of flower, right?
Yeah, well,
that's her nickname.
Yeah, Mei Gui is a rose, so
Yes, it's a Guihua is it's a different type of flower.
Yeah.
This is Angela. She's Mei Ren, which would be beauty.
Beautiful person.
It's beauty.
Yeah.
So her nickname would be Beauty.
Yeah, you know, mermaid is Mei Ren Yi.
Yep.
So
beautiful person fish.
Yeah, beautiful person
Beauty
fish. That's what a mermaid is. Yeah.
This.
I'm sorry. Her name is Tractor.
Daniel.
Iron Cow.
Her name is Tractor.
I guess
So all of them are named Angela. but they all have
Iron Cow,
nicknames.
Steel Cow, Tractor. Okay, the others I get. Right?
I mean, they're just brutally honest, I guess. You know what I mean? It's like,
Wow.
this is my friend. Her name is Pretty Flower. We'll just call her.
Yeah.
This is our friend. We call her Beauty because she's the prettiest. This is our other friend. Her name is Tractor.
Okay. She pulls the most in the countryside.
Absolutely, dude. Throw a yoke. You got a field plowed in no time. Swear to God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's a reason.
Okay. Yeah.
They probably call her that, right?
Well, I mean, yeah.
God knows.
Who knows? Tractor.
You guys have to understand the context of this. I mean, they're trying to. I think a lot of this lost generation type of IE culture, right? Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, they didn't record this song.
Yeah, so
I obscured the.
Go with me together.
Obscured the audio because I don't want a copyright strike. But listen.
Yeah.
I need you guys to understand the context of this generation.
Yeah.
They want to hold on. It's called like holding on to your beauty or holding on to your youth. And what they'll do is they'll go and reenact things that a young woman would do. Maybe film a music video. Maybe go to a photo shoot in front of some flowers.
Yeah.
Maybe put on some makeup and
Which
face
you'll see
filters.
soon. Yeah.
And maybe wear a flowery hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this retaining the youth thing. And that's what you're seeing here.
Exactly. Hair
My
flip.
Lazy Sunday said she could plow my field.
Oh,
And that's,
no, dude.
we bring you the hottest cougars.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so there's, you see what I'm saying here? It's kind of like that photo shoot vibe.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man.
As they go through the beautiful field. They love flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Always go shoot with flowers.
Yeah, you'll see more of that later. Wow.
I like this dance coming up here where they're all kind of lined up together. Is that Tractor? Yeah. I like this. That Mayrin, the beauty, go back to that. She doesn't want anything to do with this. She's
Which
so
one?
embarrassed. The one, the beauty, Mayrin.
All right, yeah.
Because they're all named Angela. I see her on the left. She's just like, I don't know about this. Yeah, unenthused. She's like,
I don't know. She looks very enthusiastic.
She's like
to me.
laughing, but she's embarrassed, right? The leader is clearly Guihua, right?
Where's
I
all
don't
that
know.
water
It's
coming
like,
from?
Apparently, it's raining behind them.
Do you think they just carried like their umbrellas are just full of water, and so when they walk past, like, where's this water coming from, dude?
I think you know what it is.
What?
It's some color wolves out in the bushes, and they're salivating over
Maybe,
these pretty
maybe.
women. They're just
Yeah.
like. Anyway,
Okay.
just wanted to cap that off there.
Yeah, before, yeah.
Yeah, apparently some dog walks by the end. That's
I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of really feel good to me because this is the kind of scene that you would come across in rural China.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not talking about like random like IEs running through
can
the
see
field
it.
with a.
You can see it.
Well, yeah,
Posing
I
for
mean,
photos.
yeah, you see him, but it's very rare. Like
Yeah.
when you go to the sort of rural poor areas. But this scene,
That's very.
this
common.
is like
That's the scene.
That's everywhere. Like
Yeah.
and if there's something worth watching or looking at, there'll be people sitting around looking.
That
at
is something you'll notice in China is people sitting around, like rural China, people sitting around, and when something's happening, everyone comes to have a look.
Yeah, let's come to have a look.
And they wanted to see the Tractor and company.
Tractor, yeah. Anyway.
Hopefully I obscured that song enough.
Yeah,
I
we'll
really
see.
put filters all over it and I sped it up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, well, we'll
let's
find out.
continue for the next clip.
All right, we got a little bit of cougar humor coming up here.
We got some cougar humor.
Maybe you can figure it out.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
See, this is a good example of like nothing going on. Cougars line up. They have the neighborhood Cougars come out. They're like, you know what? We should definitely have had a Chinese name for the Cougars.
Yeah.
Other than like IE and stuff. We got to make one.
We will.
Anyway, so they're all chilling, and there's one of them with a soft shell turtle.
Yeah.
And the thing about soft shell turtle is a very common food item in China, right? They make soup out of it. When they're alive, before preparation, is their necks are very long.
Yeah.
And there's some slang names for certain genitalia of males that would be called a turtle head, right? Mm-hmm. And so she's pushing kind of gently on the shell, and it makes the head pop out. And she just thinks this is the funniest gosh darn thing she's ever seen.
Yeah.
And the whole village is out to see it.
Oh yeah. I mean, why not? Something to see, right?
Something to see. This is the cougar humor.
Yeah. And now
this is your clip.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Right now is pretty much Hanami in Japan. Okay.
Right. Explain that.
Hanami means look at the flowers. And it's a festival that happens every year. You get these beautiful sakura trees, these cherry blossom trees.
Sure.
And so they start to bloom, and it's only for a very short period of time. In Japan, it's celebrated. People go and sit under these things on, picnic blankets and drink beer and have fun. And, it's awesome. But of course, everywhere that these things bloom, or certain, blooming trees and so on.
We have them in DC.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. The IEs go because now it's time for them to, like you say, recapture their youth.
It's definitely a thing. I don't know. I want people to understand that feeling.
So, I mean, you can see right here from this clip, okay? But they're brutal. So, look, in order to get this photo...
That pose is so key.
It is. In order to capture these, like, beautiful pictures of them pretending that they were, like... 30 years younger or whatever the case, they need to get near to the blossoms. And the best way for them to do this is to destroy everything. Okay, they love destruction.
Look at it.
I mean, look at this poor tree. The tree. They've literally ripped it apart.
You can tell it's China.
Because of the white, the white paint.
In China, they paint all the bottoms of the trees white.
Yeah.
Someone gave me some bullshit story. I think I call bullshit.
What?
That it has something to do with pesticides or like bark eating bugs or something.
I think it's got something to do with, I know usually when you see something painted on a tree, it's to stop it growing.
Oh.
But you notice that it's always along the side of the roads that they paint them white. So maybe it's like a marker.
Marker, yeah.
I don't really know. We're being ignorant about it, but whatever. Yeah. What's more ignorant is them destroying the trees to take their photos.
Look at that. Those are some cougars of note. Honestly, this is probably a more cougar-esque bunch than Tractor & Co.
Yeah, I'd say.
Go back to that, though. I wanted to actually...
Yeah.
I want people to hyper-focus on that IE's pose because, like, you have the juxtaposition of this.
Yeah.
The broken tree...
that they destroyed.
And she is, like, she needs this moment. She is so hogging the spotlight.
That's why they broke the tree, though, because so that they could be in amongst the flowers for the photos, right? Yeah. Because it looks better if you're in amongst the flowers, right?
Yes.
And that's a small tree. You can't climb it, right? So they break it so they can use it.
Well, there's other methods that you could do to get the same effect, which I believe you've captured in the next clip.
Yeah. It's like... Actually, this became such a problem in Japan. And... It became, this is a few years ago, it became such a huge issue in Japan when Chinese tourists would go there. This generation of these cougars would go to Japan, that one Japanese TV station broadcaster was calling for Chinese-only zones in the tourist areas to stop the bad behavior.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. It gave such a bad impression of Chinese tourists that the Chinese government had to issue statements to people traveling and how to behave when you travel to do these kind of things. Because, I mean, in China, it's pretty much a free-for-all.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with this kind of stuff.
So, climb in the tree. Why not?
Yeah. Might as well, right? It's another white base tree.
There's two of them in the tree.
Okay. Coming out?
Yep. And, hey, you want to get those petals coming down? Just shake it out. This, I believe, is in Japan. They caught them here, I think.
Oh, yeah, those are Chinese tourists in Japan. You shake the to kind of rain down, so it's got
Yeah,
that snow
because
effect.
you want to get that effect. So, hey, it's not naturally coming down. What do? You shake the tree. And I mean, that's also how you could see they break them a lot because they do that or they try to climb on it and stuff. Sure. Actually, I'll get us out of there so you can actually see it. Yes.
Yeah, see, she posed with the heart pose when the petals came down. That makes sense, right?
You see them there picking the lilies out of the water.
Yeah, those are edible and beautiful. And
Yeah.
they smell really nice too.
That was in a park in like a beautiful spot in China, but in that particular instance they took all of the lilies.
Yeah,
they didn't leave one. No. They took them all.
I went to it was wild. I was up in the grasslands near Mongolia. I always like to get away from the beaten path or whatever. So I was on the side of the road. I was riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I was on the side of the road with a friend or something, and we were looking out, and it was a rare sight because we're looking out into a field of wildflowers. And you can imagine in China, this doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah,
right?
sure.
It was like the most beautiful, like kind of like scope of flowers. It wasn't just one type. It was tons of them, right?
Okay, nice.
Middle of nowhere. Then all of a sudden, these cars pull up, right? And hordes of cougars, eyes run out, and they literally stripped it bare. There was none left.
Makes sense.
It was wild and very sad.
Yeah, I remember they caught just before Shanghai Disneyland opened. They caught at night those. They would go in there at night
and
with their little vans, and they were like stealing all the flowers that Disneyland had planted. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we just have a couple more pictures of this kind of nonsense going on where they climb in the trees in the tourist areas. And I hope the picture that I'm thinking of made it into the set. Yeah, here. Here, no, I mean,
what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, not only did they pick these azaleas, they just ripped
trees. Those are full grown.
Yeah, just ripped them down for the photos, but then they used the branches to make barbecues. They burnt the branches. So I mean, they're like a destructive force.
Yeah, they really are.
They just are.
Oh man, the eyes of that generation.
Yeah, they are. They just don't get in their way, man. Nothing can stop them.
They'll bulldoze you like a tractor.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
And they'll sit in your flower display, whatever. Yeah. But that's pretty
Cougars
much
gone wild.
This is part of this reason we're showing you the flower stuff is it's all part of them trying to reclaim their youth, right?
Yeah, it's really a phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you just can't explain until you see it.
And it's bizarre to see like a middle-aged to, middle-aged women in high heels climbing a freaking tree.
Yeah.
To
get that photo.
To get a photo. It just looks bizarre. It is just a bizarre phenomenon.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw a little aesthetic in there.
Yeah. Sure.
This
could just play while
I can explain this.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of imagery that you will see if you go on WeChat or QQ or any of like China's social media apps amongst that generation.
Yes.
It's a whole vibe. It's things that they'll post on their moments, which is kind of like I would say like a blog.
Yeah. Instagram or something.
Yeah, you would send, these are stickers, right? You'd send these stickers to someone else, right? And be like, in the morning or like, it's just this recapturing, like it's not even pictures of people they know, by the way.
It's just random pictures.
It's just random pictures and these stickers, and they're like, you're have a beautiful day or something like this.
Yeah.
This is the aesthetic of that generation's women.
Yeah.
It's difficult to explain. I threw why Beijing Tiananmen in the background because I didn't want to get copyright.
Right.
Figured that was a lot safer choice.
Yeah, much safer choice, yeah.
You get this, like, I don't know how to, if you just absorb this aesthetic and you'll understand that generation's recapturing of youth.
Yeah,
it's kind
exactly.
of that feeling.
Yeah.
Very gaudy aesthetic. Very, like, plastic, almost.
It's a certain thing, IE
like,
core.
IE core, we'll call it IE core.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
IE core is a real thing for sure. Now, the music would be something akin to this too.
Yes.
Or it would be some sort of operatic Chinese music. It would be operatic like propaganda music, but over like a happy hardcore beat.
Yeah.
Like, but blasted to 11, so it's very tinny and blown out.
Yeah.
Like deep fried.
Yeah, definitely.
So you get the idea. Anyway, I just wanted to throw a little of that in there. That's the IE core. This is the kind of stuff you won't get anywhere else because it's impossible to explain.
It is impossible
unless
to
you
explain.
lived in China for a decade, It's so apt. I miss this.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
It's such a thing. It's such a thing, and they love kids. Love throwing kids in there. Recapture the youth.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's what it's about.
They love masquerading as like minorities.
Oh yeah, they'll
That's a
dress
thing.
up in the meow outfits and stuff from Taobao and so on. Yeah, and they go to the tourist sites and do that.
I just love this. It's so
Oh.
garish.
It's yeah,
It's so bad.
just give me bad vibes. Anyway, so.
It is kind of bad.